to start, I believe. Yeah. Fishing East Texas today with my buddy Tommy Renfro, longtime friend. Tommy guides here in East Texas. This is not the biggest one we're going to catch all day. It was pretty nice fish. Tommy guides here in East Texas. Lake Fork and Purtis Creek. But Tommy's got an unusual deal where he guides at too. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Tommy's also got the tackle box, a real nice tackle store. Oh, come here, baby. Look at that fish, how healthy he is.
That's what I wanted you to see, Jimmy.
That's a beauty, man. Now that's not a giant fish. We got a possibility. Look at there, he's hooked outside the mouth. Red man spinnerbait got him outside the mouth. He just looked at it. He was looking at it, it's right by his eye.
Yeah.
Right by his eye.
Good sharp hook.
Tommy's got a great tackle shop there, the tackle box at Maybank, Texas. You heard of Maybank?
It's
well,
actually,
of course you had.
Yeah, it's actually, it's Eustis.
It's actually Eustis, not Maybank.
Yeah, a little bitty small.
Eustis is smaller than Maybank, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it is. Very, yeah. 2 red lights.
Oh, that's not small, that's a big town.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've fished here before. When I set the hook, I didn't know what it might not weigh 8 or 9 pounds. He was out pretty far away from that tree.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that feels so good. Woo-hoo-hoo. God, look at that little guy. I'm telling you, he's fatter than a butterball.
Yeah.
That color red man spinnerbait right there, Tommy, is pretty much what I won the Angler of the Year on in 1976, before you were born.
Yeah.
Before about everybody was born except me. 1976, BASS Angler of the Year, red man spinnerbait. Woo! Caught a lot of them just like that one right there. Oh man, that's sweet. That is sweet, sweet, sweet. One of them the same size as that ones I caught, isn't it?
Yeah.
I saw him come scooting through the water there. Boy, they are healthy, 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 healthy. Those are beautiful fish. Oh, those are beautiful. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Getting ready to lay eggs all over the lake.
That's right.
Definitely getting ready to lay those eggs.
Look how healthy though, Jimmy, and
Oh,
thick
it's
across
just,
the back.
oh yeah, look at it. The belly just about to pop.
Yeah.
That's another nice one. I mean, another nice one. Look at that fish. God, they're gorgeous. Ah, God, I love this game. Look at that. Look at that guy. Those fish weigh
I got one
a
right
lot
here too.
more
I got a
than
good one.
what you might think. Look at that fish.
Got doubles.
Woo.
Jimmy.
This is the biggest one we got this morning. Oh, you do have one bigger than this. About a pound bigger. Wow, look at that fish.
Yeah.
That fish is 4.5 pounds. Yeah, maybe not, but he's 4. He's every bit of 4. Look how short he is.
Yeah,
Look at that.
That's what I wanted you to see, where the,
Oh
the
my gosh.
genetics in here.
I mean, that's a nice big fish right there. Golly. That's a nice double, pal. That's a nice double. Woo-hoo-hoo. 29-degree air temperature, 50-degree water temperature. Slow rolling.
Just slow rolling it in the middle, and they're just loading up on it. They're not hitting it.
Yeah, that's the way. Yeah, they're just get up there. I'm gonna throw mine out in the middle.
I had several hit it. I was telling Pat there were several just bumping at it.
Really?
Until he finally one loaded up on it.
Yep, there's one.
Right in the middle.
I might ought to power pole down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's 2 doubles. I'm gonna power pole down right here.
Look at these fish.
I got power pole down. I'll power pole down sideways where we can fish perfect.
Yeah.
Looky here, I could caught the smallest one of the whole day. Where Tommy and I, we've caught 2 straight doubles, and that's the smallest one of the whole day, and that's a nice fish, and Tommy's is like 3 times this size. Look at that fish that he's got right there.
Yeah.
What Tommy's got here, you know, he guides on, and he's got some guides working for him too, but he guides on Toledo Men, on Lake Fork and Purtis Creek and some of the other lakes here in East Texas, but God, that's a beautiful fish. Ugh. But Tommy manages several private lakes for people. He just manages and he doesn't charge them to manage them, but he has exclusive right to fish them. And of course, he releases the fish. He keeps what fish they need to keep. Boy, they're laying in the middle of that channel.
They are.
They're laying in the middle of this creek channel.
Yeah.
We're power pole down. We're perfect.
They were on the bank last week, but now with this cold weather.
Cold weather, yeah.
They kind of moved out in the creek channel.
Yep, they moved out in this creek channel. But he manages, and you can see well, I don't even need to say what kind of job. You just look at these fish and see what kind of job managing he does. And that's a small one there, and look how healthy it is. But you get them up there around 4 or 5 pounds. And I guess it's been 3 or 4 years ago, caught two bass over 10 pounds out of this lake, back to back. Now, I don't mean back to back cast, but I caught, I had a hit right there. They were probably about 10 minutes apart, one on a spinnerbait and one on a plastic worm. I mean, the perfect spot. Ooh, that's a nice one. Looky here, looky here, looky here. Not a PB, but a pretty big bass. Look at that critter. Look at that critter.
Look at the health of them, Jimmy.
Oh my gosh. Power pole down, Jimmy. Look at that. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. God, look at that fish. Perfect. Perfect. That's a 6-pounder right there.
Yeah.
That was a 6-pound fish.
Was she right on the bank?
Yeah, he was just in front of that stump right there.
Got a little one, Jimmy.
A little one, but about 3 pounds. Ooh, I can't believe there's not one that log laying in the middle of this creek. Man.
Even the little ones. Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah,
that
that's
thing.
what. Yeah, they're all just super healthy.
Yeah.
Genetics and a lot of good
I believe
food.
the genetics are really important. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I think the genetics are. I think it's really, really important. Well, you know, I've fished with you and taken back a fish or 2 in the live well or 6 in the live well or something. And just to have a little bit of difference in genetics too, I think changing your genetics around, just particularly if you put a few female fish in this time of the year, so
Right.
they spawn and you'll have literally thousands of fry.
That fish hit it right here beside the boat. Hit it right at the boat.
Right out in the middle of the creek. There's some of them getting up a little closer, but most of them are out off of the bank, that's for sure.
We've not caught a skinny fish.
No. Everything has been, I'm gonna tell you the ones that's pretty amazing is those like 3 to 4 pounders that have those bulging bellies. Which I realize a lot of that's eggs, but a lot of it's just a big fat belly too.
Yeah.
Pretty girls, big fat bellies. Woohoo! He was marking those brim beds. Come here, baby. Boy, I thought that was a big fish when he hit. I mean, that's like the best hit I've had.
Yeah.
And it might be not the smallest fish, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a nice fish.
Yeah.
You got to be kind of careful talking about the small on something like that.
Yeah.
I've had many a day in a national tournament when that would look like a game changer.
Yeah.
Especially if I only had like 3 in the box or 2 in the box.
Right.
Definitely happy to get that fish. Boy, he dominoed on it. Most of the fish that Tommy and I have been catching this morning are just loading up on that spinnerbait. The water's got quite a bit colder because we had this cold front. It's a cold morning, and and a lot of them are not biting it. They're just kind of nipping at it or kissing it. We can feel them hitting it down there, but and then when you get one, he just loads up.
Yeah.
But that one slammed. They'll be slamming it before the day's over, probably though.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking they will anyway. Oh, you got a fish. I didn't know you had one.
Pretty big one.
Nice fish. That's a good fish. Yes, sir. Woo-hoo-hoo, yeah. Now, if that was me, I'd get him up here at the boat and let him go.
Yeah. Well, I ain't got him in yet.
Go down there and sit down in that seat and catch him. Oh, look. Look at the belly on that fish. Will you look at that? Oh, goodness.
Look in his
Oh.
mouth.
What's
Look
his
at the
mouth?
bluegill.
Big, oh, a big bluegill, too.
Yeah.
That may be a bass. You sure it's not a bass?
It could be a bat.
I think it looks like it might be a bass.
Oh, it's got a fat.
It might be a bluegill.
I think it's a bluegill.
It's big, I'm telling you. My goodness. My goodness.
Look
Look
at that
fish. That fish is not real long, but God.
No, oh, that's the genetic part. Look
Yeah.
how fat all the way to the tail.
Yeah, that's why they get to be 10 pounds too.
Yeah.
Woo! Just loaded up on it. I'm here, baby. I mean, just loaded up, just there. It's a nice fish. Not a giant, but a very nice fish. Look at how fat he is. God, can't get over how fat they are.
Yeah.
Look at that pretty girl. You are a girl. You do get some sugar. Yes, you do. Mm. For cold water, that's pretty hot sugar.
Yeah.
We're catching all of our fish on a red man spinnerbait. This is a retro spinnerbait, we call it. Way back, this is a bait that I won a couple of BASS Angler of the Year titles on. The short arm makes it vibrate. When it goes through the water, this goes back and forth like this. You can watch it. A living rubber skirt on it, flat skirts, tremendous action, way more than silicone. A little bug-eyed head, red eyes, obviously, and a safety pin bend in it instead of an R bend or a U bend. One single Colorado blade, vibrates and makes a different sound than a bass I've ever heard. And they will eat it up. I'm talking eat it up. That's a pretty nice fish right there. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, that is. Yes, sir. You're one a little bit too big to be lifting in without breaking a rod.
Yeah.
But I'll lift you in anyway. Ah, it's a 5-pounder.
I'm surprised you
Oh.
did that. Yeah.
Test that rod out a little bit. Get that red man spinnerbait out of his mouth. Isn't that a pretty thing? Wow, it's a gorgeous fish. That's the biggest one I've actually had in my hand. Not as big as that one that got off earlier.
No, for sure.
That's the best one I've had my handle on. Woo! Very nice. Right outside of that grass line.
Everyone, Jimmy.
I saw. You got him?
Yeah, a big one.
I saw a big fish right in there just about the time you said that.
He's not a giant, but he's a good one.
Oh, he's pretty big. He's pretty big. Spinnerbait. I saw 2 or 3 big ones right in there. I saw one bigger than that. That's a male.
Yeah.
That's a
Looks
big
like
old male right there. I mean a big old male. A big old male bass. Well, I'm gonna drag a jig through that brush. If I can get this backlash picked out.
You got him?
Yep, exactly where you said to throw.
Yeah.
Exactly. Not a big one, but he's a nice one. I'm too deep. Pretty nice fish. I'm too deep to power pole, I think. I'm gonna put them down. They'll get shallow enough. They'll stop somewhere. A pretty big fish. I don't think I'm gonna swing this one either. I think I'll walk back here.
Why don't you let me help you with that one?
I don't think I'll swing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Look at that.
It just fell off.
Yeah.
Looks nice. Woo. Did you see that red band spinnerbait just fall out of his mouth?
Yeah,
I mean, it
I
just
did.
fell out of his mouth. I think you were trying to lose it for me.
No, I wouldn't. You caught,
I know you wasn't.
you caught my fish.
I did catch your fish. This fish hit his bait. I about fell in. hit his bait about 3 or 4 times. One of the things that's going to happen no matter where you are in the springtime is you're going to have to battle differences in the weather, and you're going to have, we keep wanting spring to get here every year, and it always does, it always does. But you have some really pretty days, and the fish will move up in the shallows, and they'll turn on, and you'll just have spectacular fishing. And then you'll have these Arctic fronts drop in on you, and the bottom falls out of it, and it may get down to, you know, 15, 20, 25, 30 degrees, and it affects the fish a lot. Here's one of the key things that you can always remember to do. Slow rolling spinnerbait works good. This is a Redman spinnerbait, short arm spinnerbait, vibrates a lot, great for slow rolling. And slow roll your spinnerbait out in front of where you were catching the fish back when it was really pretty days. So if you're catching them in the grass, maybe they were up in the grass, just move out in front of that grass. If you're catching them around logs or stumps, boat docks, just simply move out in front of it. Those fish are not going to move very far at all. Now normally what will happen is their strike zone will get smaller. In other words, you catch them in a real pretty days, maybe 70, 75, even 80 degree days in late February, early March. And then the cold front drops in, the strike zone of the bass gets smaller. So when you're catching when it's pretty, they might have been moving 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 foot even to get your bait. Now they're not going to do it. So you want to slow that spinnerbait down, slow roll that spinnerbait, and peruse the water a lot more. You got a stump or a log or a boat dock that you're catching fish, or some grass, little grass points. Instead of making 1 or 2 casts there, you might want to make 10 or 12 or 15 casts. And I promise you, those fish are right there. And they'll still bite. Not as good as the pretty days, but they'll still bite, and you can still catch a lot of them. Hey, if you're anywhere around the Dallas area and you want to go fishing and catch fish like we caught today, give Tommy Renfro a call. I'm telling you, it's dynamite, and you will smack some big ones.